so they didn't need the extra money. And two, the problem is not one you throw money at. All they have to do is sign a paper that says, yes, this factory can reopen. Yes, we can allow foreign formula to come in. It's just a matter of signing a couple of orders. It's got nothing to do with money.
Well, we have again, it really goes back to even both parties. You know, you look at
Yes.
America 1960 or 1950 to where it is now. As Casey Stengel said, it's a team effort. If you wanted to destroy a country, you couldn't have done it as efficiently as our esteemed political leaders. But again, talking about the midterms, again, Biden has enough trouble, but there's growing evidence, and looking at recent home sales have cratered in April, that it was a outliner that there was going to be a recession to impact the midterms. Now, most experts, and it's reflected also in the stock market, because the Fed's going to have to also increase rates, that a recession is not just a possibility, but a probability.
Yes, it has become more probable that we are going into, if not already in, a recession. Home prices are still skyrocketing, but home sales are plummeting. The market has dropped almost to bear territory. It dipped into bear territory and then came back out again. The volatility is close to a bear market, though. And now, for months and months, we've heard, oh, the job market is strong. Look at all the jobs we're creating. Now, larger companies are starting to look at layoffs
No
because
doubt.
they simply can't afford to keep everybody on as prices go up.
Yes, in fact, I've had in my circle of people that I know two people that have gotten laid off in the corporate sector, and they work for a company that or companies that are actually comparatively doing well. Um, Last item on the agenda, and by the way, you do agree with me that if there is in fact a recession, and I think it's a moot point. I think 70% or 65% of Americans, I think it's 70% of Americans believe we're in a recession right now. So if we are factually or not, it's the impression that we are, and it's things, even if we're not in recessionary mode, are going to continue to deteriorate economically, especially with $8-9 gas gallon gas. I think it's further fuel on Biden's
Oh, absolutely. I
fire.
mean, Democratic strategists have already said that it's going to be a bloodbath for Democrats in November. If we actually do hit recession, that's the end of any hopes they have.
Agreed. Final thought: George W. Bush, the assassination attempt.
Yeah, this was absolutely amazing. The FBI arrested an ISIS affiliated terrorist who came in illegally over the southern border with the plot to assassinate former President George W. Bush. And I don't know which I find more amazing. One, the fact that he got into the country so easily and nobody's making a big deal about, well, this is why we need to consider border security. But the fact that nobody even cares about assassinating Joe Biden, they're going after George W.
I never thought that's awesome. Yeah, you know when you're like, why even wait? Because people wouldn't even. Who cares?
Yeah, it's like, I don't understand why they would want to assassinate George W. Bush. I don't see what they would gain. But the fact that there are terrorists out there getting into the country, and it took the FBI weeks to arrest him after they knew he was in the country. So, I mean,
Totally
this is
amazing.
abject incompetence. But yeah, they want to assassinate George W. Bush because they think that's going to affect America more than actually assassinating Joe Biden.
Yes, I agree, and also I think it. Last point about it is that if this plot did go through, It would have been again illegal alien, a legal border crossing. It would have been another. That would have been a stake in the heart of the Biden administration.
It would. I mean, at this point, there are so many stakes
There,
in the
yeah,
heart of the
it's like a shish
administration.
kebab at this point.
It's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, let's throw one more onto the fire. Yeah, it's.
Well, Dr. Lopkin, a show packed with topics and very interesting topics, and we seem to be. How many shows have we done?
We are coming up, actually, not too long, on show number 200.
Nice. We're going to have to really celebrate that, and we're gaining listeners all the time, and people can access us in many ways, can't they?
They can. And if you want to make your opinion heard about anything we've talked, go to xvadio.com/connect and let us know what you're thinking. And of course, you can catch every episode of Carnivore Radio at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Carnivore Radio website, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, and wherever you find podcasts.
Thank you, Dr. Lopkin, and thank our listeners. We'll be back next week.
We'll see you next time.